You want to change your life, right? You want the kind of transformation that makes people say, "Wait, what happened to you?" Well, listen closely, because I'm about to give you the most powerful, most ridiculously simple secret you've ever heard. And here's the fun part: you don't need a degree, you don't need to meditate on a mountain, and you don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. with green juice and yoga mats. All you need to do is say one simple thing every hour. Yes, every hour. And if you do it faithfully for 30 days, your life will start to shift in ways that seem magical. I can almost hear your mind going, "Really? Just saying something every hour will change my life?" Oh yes. But before we get there, stay with me for a moment, because I know you've probably tried everything before. You've read the quotes, watched the long videos, maybe even written affirmations on sticky notes that are now hiding behind your TV somewhere. You've tried to stay positive, but life keeps throwing curveballs that make you roll your eyes at any mention of manifestation. Let me assure you, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just using your mind the way everyone taught you to, by reacting instead of creating. You see, most people wake up and let life happen to them. Bills happen, traffic happens, bad news happens, and before they know it, their entire day is controlled by outer circumstances instead of inner command. They forget that the outer world is just a mirror of the inner world. That mirror reflects back exactly what you believe, think, and say over and over again. Now, imagine saying something every single hour that tells the universe, "I am ready for good. I am open for miracles. I expect favor, abundance, and divine timing." Imagine planting that seed 12, 15, 20 times a day. That's not just positive thinking. That's conscious creation, deliberate alignment with the energy of success. And don't worry, we keep our videos short, powerful, and to the point. You won't find 2-hour lectures here filled with fluff and fancy words that sound good but do nothing. These are bite-sized power sessions straight to the soul, quick enough for your coffee break, and potent enough to change your mindset for life. So stay around till the end, because this isn't one of those channels that talk for hours. This one works. Now, let's talk about you, because I know what you're going through. You've been trying to change things, maybe your finances, your health, your peace of mind, but it feels like no matter what you do, nothing sticks. You take one step forward and somehow get pulled 2 steps back. You start a new habit, but old thoughts sneak in. You say you want more money, but deep down, you feel unworthy or afraid to lose what little you have. You try to affirm abundance, but your subconscious whispers, "Yeah, right, not you." That's the tug of war between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. The conscious mind says, "I want more." The subconscious says, "I'm not sure I deserve it." Guess which one wins? The subconscious, every single time, because it's the one in charge of your vibration, your emotions, your energy, the signal you constantly send out into the universe. And here's the secret no one tells you. The subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to repetition. That's why saying something every hour is so powerful. You're reprogramming that hidden mind not once, not twice, but constantly every hour, every day, for 30 days. You're turning your entire mental frequency from lack to abundance, from fear to faith, from resistance to flow. And when your inner dialogue changes, your outer reality has no choice but to follow. Here's the truth. Most people think their circumstances are what create their thoughts, but it's actually the other way around. Your thoughts create your circumstances. You can't plant tomatoes and expect mangoes. You can't think fear and expect faith. You can't speak doubt and expect abundance. Words are seeds, thoughts are water, feelings are sunlight. And if you tend to them every hour, you'll start seeing the first sprouts of miracles faster than you think. So here's what you're going to do every single hour. You're going to pause and say this simple phrase: "Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me." That's it. 10 words that shift your entire vibration. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Say it with feeling. Say it when you're tired. Say it when things go wrong. Say it when they go right. You're not saying it because everything looks perfect. You're saying it so everything becomes perfect. This is not blind optimism. This is alignment. When you affirm that everything is working out for you, even when it seems it isn't, You tell the universe, I trust you. And trust is the highest frequency you can hold. The moment you trust, resistance melts, energy flows, doors open. Suddenly, you bump into the right person, the right idea, the right opportunity, and you'll say, wow, what a coincidence. But it's not coincidence. It's cause and effect. Let's be real. Most of us have been affirming the opposite for years without realizing it. You stub your toe and say, just my luck. You lose your keys and mutter, things never go right for me. You scroll online and think, why can't I be as lucky as them? Those are hourly affirmations too, just the kind that create chaos. You've been accidentally manifesting what you don't want by speaking it into existence. It's like standing in front of a cosmic vending machine, pressing the wrong buttons, and then complaining about what comes out. But now you're taking your power back. You're rewriting the script. And the beauty of it is that it's easy. You don't need to overthink it. You don't even need to be in a peaceful environment. You could be in traffic, at work, washing dishes, walking your dog, and still say, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Think about it every time you say it. You're shifting timelines. You're choosing peace over panic. You're sending a clear signal to your subconscious mind. We're safe. We're guided. We're blessed. And your subconscious, that loyal servant, goes, oh, we're blessed now. Okay, let's find evidence. And then out of nowhere, you start noticing things aligning. You might suddenly get a message you've been waiting for. A bill gets delayed. A stranger compliments you. Your mood improves for no reason. That's the shift. It's subtle at first, like a small hum in the background, but give it 30 days, and you'll see your world rearrange itself in your favor. Now let's break it down logically, because I know you want to understand why this works. The human brain operates through something called the reticular activating system. It filters what you notice in your environment based on what you consistently focus on. That means if you constantly affirm stress, you notice more reasons to be stressed. But if you affirm that everything's working out for you, your brain starts scanning reality for proof. Suddenly, you're not blind to blessings anymore. You're tuned into them. The same principle applies spiritually. What you speak vibrates into form. Every word carries energy, and that energy organizes your reality. When you speak harmony, life harmonizes. When you speak chaos, life complies. That's not superstition, that's vibration. You are a walking frequency tower, and every hour you get to tune it to peace, prosperity, and purpose. So here's your first challenge. For the next 24 hours, set an hourly reminder on your phone. Every time it goes off, pause for 5 seconds and say, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Do it out loud if you can. Whisper if you must. Feel it, even if it feels silly. And here's the trick. Don't force yourself to believe it. Just say it. The belief will catch up later. You're training your energy like a muscle. At first, it feels awkward, like going to the gym for the first time. But give it a few days, and it becomes second nature. You start feeling lighter, calmer, more confident. It's not that life suddenly stops testing you. It's that you stop reacting the same way. You've raised your vibration, and now life is responding to a higher frequency. And let's keep it honest, if you can scroll social media every hour, you can say one powerful sentence every hour. You've got time, you've got words, and you've got power more than you realize. Here's something funny I've noticed. People will argue for their limitations like it's a sport. They'll say, well, you don't know my situation. And I say, exactly. And that's why it's the perfect time to try this. Because when everything seems impossible, that's when the smallest shift creates the biggest miracle. You don't need to move mountains. You just need to whisper faith into them every hour. If you're watching this right now, you didn't stumble here by accident. You were guided here because something inside you is ready to stop struggling and start flowing. You're tired of forcing outcomes. You're ready to align with them. So say it with me one more time before we continue. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Unless you're driving, then please don't. Feel that sentence sink into your spirit. Let it vibrate through your body. that calm you feel, that's the frequency of trust. That's what creation feels like before it becomes visible. Don't underestimate the power of these small moments, because your entire life is built on them. The future you're praying for is built from the words you're speaking right now. So choose them wisely. You've got 24 hours, 30 days, and a brand new mindset waiting to take shape 1 hour, 1 sentence at a time. Stay with me. I'll show you what happens after you've done this for a few days. How the universe starts responding, how to handle setbacks, and how to multiply the power of your hourly affirmations to attract abundance faster. And before we move to that, I want you to write this in the comments. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Let's flood the space with positive vibration. You never know who needs to read your comment and get their spark back. You've learned the words now. I'll show you the magic behind them. If you've made it far, that means you're serious about transforming your life, and I love that kind of energy. Because let's be honest, most people stop halfway through everything. Halfway through their dreams, halfway through their plans, halfway through believing in themselves. But not you. You're here. You're consistent. And that alone is proof that your life is already shifting. Now, let's talk about what happens once you start saying, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me every hour. At first, it might feel mechanical, like brushing your teeth. You just do it because I said it works. But around day 3 or 4, something funny starts to happen. You'll notice tiny coincidences. Things that used to bother you suddenly don't. You'll get an unexpected message, a bit of good news, or maybe even find money in your pocket that you forgot about. It's the universe's way of whispering, hey, I heard you. And you might laugh and think, well, that's a coincidence. No, it's not. It's confirmation. You're tuning your vibration, and the outer world is starting to echo your inner command. It's like turning a radio dial at first. There's static. Then suddenly the signal becomes crystal clear. That's how alignment works. But let me prepare you for something real. The moment you start raising your vibration, the universe will also test your commitment. You'll get moments where you say, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. And then your boss will yell at you, your Wi-Fi will die, or your plans will fall apart. And you'll think, well, that didn't work. Oh, but it did. Because what's happening in those moments is that everything not in alignment with your new vibration starts falling away. The old energy, the old patterns, the old beliefs, they're being shaken loose. It's like cleaning your closet. Before it looks neat, it looks messy. But it's part of the process. You can't organize a cluttered mind without stirring up a bit of dust. So when chaos shows up after you begin affirming, don't panic. Smile and say it again. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Because it really is. Even the mess is part of the miracle. You see, the power isn't just in the words. It's in your consistency. The same way you wouldn't expect one workout to sculpt your body, you can't expect one affirmation to rewire your mind. But say it every hour for 30 days and you're training your brain to think like a champion, to believe like a winner, to react like someone who knows they're backed by divine timing. And here's something fascinating. When you keep repeating this affirmation, your emotional baseline changes. The ups and downs of life still come, but they don't shake you the same way. You start moving with grace instead of fear. You stop chasing outcomes and start attracting them. That's when you realize the universe doesn't respond to begging, it responds to knowing. Let's talk about that word, knowing. Knowing means certainty without evidence. It's the quiet confidence that says, I may not see it yet, but it's already done. When you affirm every hour, you're not trying to make something happen. You're reminding yourself that it already is. That's what creates miracles. Faith doesn't need proof. It becomes proof. And I get it, some of you might still be thinking, what if I forget to say it every hour? Well, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. If you forget, the moment you remember, just smile and say it. The universe isn't grading you, it's responding to your energy, and energy resets the moment you choose it again. So even if you miss 5 hours, the 6th hour can change everything. Here's a little trick to make it fun. Attach your affirmation to things you do often. Every time you drink water, say it. Every time you check your phone, say it. Every time you stand up, stretch, or open a door, say it. Turn your ordinary habits into spiritual cues. Before you know it, you'll be affirming automatically, not out of discipline, but out of joy. Now let's go a little deeper, because I want you to understand what's really happening behind the scenes when you do this. Every thought and word sends out a vibration that either harmonizes or clashes with your desired outcome. When you keep affirming harmony, the universe rearranges circumstances to match it. That means sometimes people will leave your life, jobs will end, plans will shift, not because you're unlucky, but because you're upgrading. Think of it like your phone updating its system. When it restarts, some old apps stop working not because something's wrong, but because the new system doesn't support the old patterns. The same thing happens in your life. When you start affirming that everything is working out for you, you're downloading a higher version of yourself. So if something falls apart, just smile and say, it's part of the upgrade. And while we're at it, let's talk about timing, because this affirmation teaches you to trust divine timing. Most people stress because they think life should happen on their schedule. But the truth is, the universe's timing is perfect. It's never late, never early, always precise. You might think you're waiting, but really, things are aligning. Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes the no is redirection. And your affirmation keeps you peaceful through it all. Now here's something I want you to do for the next 30 days, a simple daily ritual that will anchor your energy. When you wake up in the morning, before you touch your phone, sit up and say, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Then smile, even if it's a tired smile. That's your signal to the universe. I'm awake, I'm grateful, and I'm ready to receive. Throughout the day, keep saying it every hour, just like we've discussed. And at night, before you sleep, whisper it one last time. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Let that be your final thought of the day. You'll be amazed how peaceful your dreams become. If you do this for 30 days, your mind starts to expect good things. You stop waiting for the next problem and start anticipating blessings. You'll notice how the world seems softer, friendlier, more in sync with you. That's because you've shifted from resistance to allowance. Now let's make it practical, because miracles like structure. For the next week, try this simple 3-step system. Step 1, awareness. Pay attention to your words. Notice how often you complain, criticize, or predict the worst. Catch yourself and replace it immediately with, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Step 2, alignment. When you say your affirmation, don't just say it with your mouth, say it with your heart. Feel it. Visualize little scenes that match it, like laughing with friends, paying your bills easily, feeling healthy and confident. Make the affirmation come alive inside you. Step 3, allowance. Stop forcing things. Don't chase, don't panic, don't doubt. The moment you feel worry creeping in, take a deep breath and repeat your phrase. You're not trying to fix life. You're allowing life to fix itself through you. Now let me tell you something important. You don't have to be perfect at this. You just have to be willing. The universe doesn't reward perfection. It rewards participation. It's not about how many hours you get it right, but how many times you get back into alignment after slipping. Because every time you choose faith over fear, even once, you strengthen your spiritual muscle. You'll reach a point where things that used to overwhelm you now make you laugh. You'll realize you've become unshakable. Someone cuts you off in traffic. You'll smile and say, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Because maybe that little delay saved you from something bigger. You'll spill coffee on your shirt, and instead of saying, ugh, my luck, you'll say, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Because maybe that tiny accident slowed you down just enough to meet a divine appointment later. You see, you don't need to understand how things are working out, you just need to know they are. Life is far more intelligent than we give it credit for. Your job is not to micromanage the universe. Your job is to stay in harmony with it. And that's what this affirmation does. It keeps you in the vibration of harmony. It's your spiritual anchor. No matter how chaotic life gets, you can always return to that one phrase and feel peace again. Because when you truly know that everything is working out for you, even chaos becomes part of your calm. Now let's have a little laugh together, because life is funny when you start living consciously. You'll find yourself smiling at things that used to make you cry. You'll laugh at how hard you used to try to control everything. You'll realize that peace feels much better than panic, and faith feels much lighter than fear. That's transformation. Not in theory, but in experience. So, if you're ready to truly test this wisdom, here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, make this affirmation your hourly habit. Set your reminders. Write it on sticky notes. Make it your phone wallpaper. Let it surround you. And I promise, by day 30, something inside you and around you will shift in a way you can't quite explain. And when it does, I want you to come back to this video and tell me what happened, because your story could be the one that inspires someone else to start. Before you leave, take a moment and comment below. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Say it as you type it. Feel it as you write it. That's your declaration to the universe, your signature of faith. And if this message spoke to you today, make sure to subscribe, because this channel is not about endless talk. It's about transformation, real, practical, spiritual change that fits into your daily life. Short, simple, powerful. That's how we do it here. Remember, your words shape your world. So every hour, you're given a choice to speak life or speak fear. Choose life. Choose faith. Choose to say, everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. And when you do, watch how your days begin to sparkle with divine timing, unexpected blessings, and the quiet joy of knowing that the universe has your back always. Because it does.